What's up everyone, Klenzer here. Today I'll be showing you the current meta build for Night Elf vs Orc. We will go over the build order and tips for Night Elves, but if you're an Orc player, it'd be wise to stick around in order to know how to play against it. This is the first build of a new series I'll be starting called Meta Builds, which will give the best matchups of each race by looking at the pros and getting feedback from the community, so stay tuned. Lately I've been playing a shit ton of Night Elf and I've learned a lot about them. I recently participated in a tournament and played several matches of this matchup. I will be showing a few games from that tourney, and I'll be the first to admit that I did play poorly. However, I learned a lot from these games, and I hope to share what I've learned with you. Let's get started. You're going to want to start your build out like normal. That is, start building your first wisp, you send 4 wisps to the gold mine and 1 wisp to build the altar. When the first produced wisp reaches the G in training, send 1 wisp from the gold mine to build a moon well. The first produced wisp should build your Ancient of War close to the closest manageable creep camp. This can vary from map to map. Continuously build wisps and fill the gold mine first, then send the rest to lumber. You're going to want to shift command your moon well wisp to scout the enemy base. What you're mainly going to be looking for is what enemy hero pops out. When the altar finishes, train a keeper. When the Ancient of War finishes, build an archer. At 40 wood, you want to build your second moon well as soon as you can. As soon as your Ancient of War finishes, eat a tree and have it attack the creeps. Use the archer to trigger the camp as soon as it comes out, and run behind your Ancient of War. Have your keeper go and help. Keep in mind as soon as your hero comes out, so will the enemies. So keep an eye out to see what hero comes out with your scouting wisp. As soon as you get 100 wood, you want to put down your hunter's hall. I put it down a little bit late, but you want to do it exactly at 100 wood. Keep in mind if your Ancient of War kills any of the creeps, your hero will not get any experience. When your first creep camp finishes, have your Ancient of War eat another tree and root it so you can make 1 more archer. From there on out, you'll want to make continuous huntresses. Your main goal right now will be to get your keeper to level 3. More than likely, the orc player, if he's playing meta, will go Blade Master, and he'll start harassing you. You'll either start attacking your wisps or attacking your creep camps. I'll go over tips on how you can defend against this later after the build order. Once you get to 24 out of 30 food with 2 archers and a hero, you'll want to stop making wisps, and then upgrade to tier 2. This is probably 1 more wisp than you need. You'll have sufficient lumber for the rest of the game, as long as you can keep that wisp count. I'm pretty late on it, but around when the Huntress Hall finishes, you'll want to make your 3rd Moonwell, and look to get the Night Vision upgrade from the Huntress Hall as well. When that Moonwell finishes, you'll want to start your 4th Moonwell right away, and look to get a shop right after. When tier 2 finishes, you'll need to recruit the Alchemist from the tavern and start the glaive upgrade from your Ancient of War. Look to creep the gold mine if you haven't already, preferably the Alchemist solos to give him more XP, and then expand. Then send your forces to look to stop the enemy Shadow Hunter from leveling. From here on out, the build order involves getting all upgrades for your Huntresses from the Huntress Hall, which means an eventual tier 3 upgrade if you can afford it. Night Elves can get away with expanding as early as when you have your 2nd archer out. It could be more risky though. If you find yourself floating a lot of gold, get yourself a 2nd Ancient of War, and get yourself healing and protection scrolls and invulnerability potions from the shop. That about does it for the main build order. Let's get on to the strategy. Remember when I said the Blade Master is going to come harass you? He's going to be a little dickhole and try to take all your creeps. It's important you know what to do in this situation to prevent heavy losses. First things first, if the Blade Master is visible, target him. The less health that he has, the better. If you know the Blade Master's around like I do here, don't focus the big creeps like I'm doing, that are worth more gold and experience. Focus the small minions first, and have the BM waste his wind walk on smaller enemies. Make sure your keeper's as close to the creep as possible to pick up the item first. Windwalk costs 75 mana to cast, so make sure you memorize this number so you can entangle the Blade Master and surround him for an easy kill. Night Elves in this matchup are good mid-game. The longer the game drags on, the stronger the Orc will become. Battles start to get real tough when the Blade Master and Shadow Hunter both reach level 3. Try to avoid full-on engagements with the Orc, unless you have a clear advantage. Elves in this matchup excel in hit-and-run tactics. Be sure to entangle and kill as many grunts as you can before the Orc gets his shamans out. The last thing you have to learn about is how to do engagements. Now this can be a little tricky, depending on where the heroes are positioned and what units are doing what. You'll have to get a feel for it by just practicing on your own. However, there are 5 main tips that you should probably know. First, don't focus the heroes unless they are out of position with no escape or invulnerability potions. Second, use your alchemist to cast healing spray on your huntresses. This will make them last a little longer. Third, manage your mana on your heroes, buy clarity potions, and use your moonwells. A keeper with no mana is just another archer. Fourth is avoid or destroy serpent wards. The main damage from the Orc will come from the hero's lightning shield and the serpent wards. The fifth and last tip is to use your wisps to dispel the mana on the Orc shamans, Shadow Hunter, and our Bloodlust units. This is huge and can turn the tides of battle very quickly. With that being said, you're well on your way to becoming a better Night Elf player. If you liked the video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and it really helps me out. Thanks. I'll see you guys next time.